Thought she's in another jail and anything happens, I won't know what's going on. But then if she's in the same jail as me, I'll be able to kind of keep tabs on her, which I do.
Which you do.
Hi, my name's Kelly Wheatley. I currently work at HMP Swaleside as a custodial manager.
And I'm Ella, Kelly's daughter. I also work at HMP Swaleside as a prison officer.
Ella was born in Kent. I've lived in Kent most of my life as well. As I was growing up, I wanted to be a singer, dancer. I left school, went to college dancing, left college and went on to work for holiday parks, which was really good fun. Started dancing, started singing. I then went on to do cabaret, so I travelled around a little bit, went to Lanzarote, Gran Canaria. I met my husband and we ended up living in Lanzarote, where I had Ella, she's my firstborn. So when I was pregnant with Ella, I moved back home, back to Kent, and that's where I decided to have the children. I went on and worked for Weight Watchers for about 10 years. The girls got older and then I decided I wanted to do something sort of for myself, have more of a career, and thought I was a little bit too old for that. And somebody introduced me to the prison service, and that was that. Went for prison officer, and 6.5, nearly 7 years now in the service. Never looked back.
To be fair, my mum through my whole life, from even when I was younger, was just my idol. We watched like old tapes with my nan of stuff, and my mum singing on like holiday parks and things like that. And I just wanted to do that, and I idolised her so much. I still do an awful lot. She was a great mum. You still are.
Thank you. It's getting a bit emotional.
I did my A-levels. At this point, I knew Mum had been working in the jail for quite some time, but I was still like, I didn't really want to go back to school. I'm very much similar to my mum. I love being like a people person. I love being around different people and new people, and Mum would always kind of come back and, as much as she could, share about working in the jail. You know, it wasn't a lot, but it had me interested from then, and literally finished school on the Thursday and went into the prison on the Monday. It was that quick, and then here I am.
When Ella first said to me, I want to work in the prison, I was kind of like, no. I kind of
That was your reaction?
It was.
No.
I was like, no, you can't do that. And then Ella sort of said, why? And I didn't really have an answer. I was like, well, because it's dangerous. Why is it dangerous? Sometimes it is, sometimes issues happen, but she said, well, you've never been hurt or assaulted, or because you do have the equipment to deal with that and you're trained to deal with any incidents that come up. So she was absolutely right. Yeah, so I think after that initial couple of hours of thinking, oh my gosh, she's going to work there, and then I was worried about her being posted somewhere else. I kind of wanted her in the jail with me, but I didn't, if that makes sense. Thought she's in another jail and anything happens, I won't know what's going on till the evening when she's, oh, this happened. But then if she's in the same jail as me, I'll be able to kind of keep tabs on her, which I do.
Which you do. I know when Mum come back to us and told us that she was going to join the service, like me and my sisters, we was like, no, don't do that, because we're all very, very close as a family as a whole. We're all really close. When I joined, and speaking to people that have worked with my mum and worked landings with my mum, and you know, who you've helped out and stuff, like there is so many people in that jail that just love her for who she is and how she's made a difference in the jail, and it was so nice to hear. And I think like a couple of times I've gone back to my dad and I'm like, you don't realise how loved she is in that place. Like she's makes a difference to people, staff and everything. She's brilliant at her job, and you know, we really had nothing to worry about, but I think it took for us to go in and see that, you know, you are all right if you go in there, to understand it.
First day when I went into the prison, I was very apprehensive. It was kind of like, you see a lot of things on telly, you watch all these programmes and that's what it's going to be like. And we did like a tour around the prison, and then we were going off for training for 12 weeks. So you've got that one time to go in. And I remember stepping out on the landing thinking, oh my gosh, I'm on a landing with people that have murdered people, and what if they come up and murder me? And that was, I think, really daunting. You're sort of standing there and you're looking around, you're going, you don't know who's around you and what they're capable of. But when you get to speak to some of the guys and you realise they've done what they're in there for in that time, they're not going to do that now to you. You're there to help them get through, rehabilitate, get them out the other side, and hopefully be safe enough to be sort of released back into the public, which is the aim, isn't it? As a custodial manager, you do have a lot of paperwork to do. I'm not great at that, so if I'm in the office and my staff are out there on the landings, I do have a tendency to go out there quite a bit, which I probably shouldn't be doing, but I do. I like to be out there, and if they're struggling, I'll go out there. If I hear somebody shouting, I'll go out. Why are you shouting at the staff? You know, and just try and help them out, back them up a little bit. I don't think it's as tough as a prison officer. I think that's the toughest role.
I'm sort of on the opposite end of what my mum does. I work on a different wing to my mum, but I'll come in and go up to the detail board and look where I'm detailed for the morning. So obviously I have my set wing that I work on. If I am detailed the landing, it's you don't really know what you're doing for the whole morning now. Like, you know, you're on the landing, that's fine, but the unpredictability behind it is insane, because you never know what mood you could be unlocking someone's door into. Like, it can change very quickly from being okay and everybody's out and everyone's having a decent morning, and then next thing you know, it's all gone.
Being female in that environment is tricky because you're in an all-male environment. So you do get comments, you do get, you know, sometimes the lads will say things. Any inappropriate comments we deal with very, very quickly. We've got a female support network group working as well. So if the female staff have had an inappropriate comment, they can go to somebody from that group and say, what do I need to do? It made me feel uncomfortable. Do I challenge it? If not, we've got people that will challenge it for them. We can challenge it with the prisoner, we can do it without. Do the police need to be involved? How is it? There's lots of different, you know, it's massive. I would say the hardest part of my job, sometimes it can be stressful. The hours can be quite long. Sometimes you don't know if you're going to get out the time that you're meant to be finishing, and you always get paid for that, so it's not an issue. And now Ella works there, she understands it. I'm a nightmare as well because I talk to people too much and she moans at me. But like,
this is why we don't car share to work, because honestly, it does my head in. We'll be done by 5:30. If it's late, it's already late. I'm in my car waiting to go, and Mum is still not out of that building by 6:15, because every single person she walks past, she has to stop and talk to, which is fantastic. Like, they all love you, great, but I just want to go home at that point. Like, let's go.
I can't help it though.
No,
you know,
you
if somebody's had a stressful day, they just want to talk to you, so I will stop and talk to people. We don't have any rules or boundaries when it comes to work. I think, yeah, sometimes if something's gone on at work that's been a bit, we might say, leave work at work. That's not something we'd go home and discuss with the family, some things. But like I say, we're lucky because we've got each other. I always think of the officers that have had a bit of a bad day and have to go home and can't really explain to their families, you know, what's happened.
Although I've moved out now, I've moved out with my partner who also works at the jail, and it's happened quite a few times where you've come and stopped on the way back, isn't it? And stopped with us, and we've all sat and debriefed for like 10 minutes, and then that's it, no more work talk, let's talk about something else.
Yeah, because he works there as well, so that's quite nice. And now I know Ella's got him and they've kind of got that. She's got someone to speak to now.
I would say it hasn't really affected us, like our mother-daughter relationship. If anything, it's made it a hell of a lot better.
Yeah, it's made us
It's made
closer,
it
I think.
a lot stronger.
The rest of the family are jealous.
Yeah, my sister's so jealous.
The two girls are, and I really try. I have to try and do things with them separately because they're like, oh, you favour Ella. I don't favour Ella, but we have a lot more. I don't. But I do have to make sure I do stuff with the other girls and my dogs, because truth be known, I actually prefer the dogs than any of the kids.
Genuinely, on the way up here, I was trying to keep count of the amount of times she was going to mention the dogs.
She said, you're not mentioning the dogs. I've mentioned the dogs, that's it, it's out there. Can we get some pictures? We could have bought them up.
No, don't be dramatic. Stop it, stop being silly.
I think Ella will have a really good career in the prison service. When I look at her, I think I wish I'd started it when I was a lot younger. I think that she'll go very far. I think she'll work her way up. She'll just learn, you know, start from OSG, officer. I think you'll work your way up and be able to have a really good career. And earn lots of money and look after me.
Nope.
That's the plan.
Yeah, you're going in a home.
Going in a home, babe.